In this video, I will show you how to find a confidence interval given the sample mean, standard deviation, and a sample size. A polling organization surveys 1,000 voters in a city to find out how they plan to vote in the upcoming election. The organization reports that 48% of the survey respondents plan to vote for Ramirez. The population standard deviation is 20. If they want to report with 95% confidence, find the interval that gives the percentage of the population that will vote for Ramirez. All right, we can use this formula to find the confidence interval that they're asking for. Look, for now, I want you to focus on, this part of the formula over here. All right, just kind of ignore that for a minute. This part of the formula is called the margin of error, which we abbreviate MOE, margin of error. So that's the main thing that we need to find. We need to find the margin of error. That tells us what we need to add or subtract from the survey results, 48%, to find the interval that contains the true percentage of the population that's going to vote for Ramirez. So how do you find this margin of error? Well, we have three variables: the z-score, the standard deviation, and the sample size. Let's start with the z-score. We're going to choose one of these different z-scores depending on how confident we want to be in our answer. So in this case, they want a 95% confidence level. So we're going to use the z-score of 1.645. Okay, so that tells me plus or minus 1.645. Now, the standard deviation, we're told, is 20. And we need the square root of the sample size. Well, they surveyed 1,000 voters, so that is the sample size. If I put this in my calculator, it will tell me the margin of error. So let's see, 1.645, and then I've got 20 over the square root of 1,000. All right, so I'm getting this. I'm going to round to 1 decimal place, which really means that I'm going to cut this number right here. And because the next number is a 4, I'm not going to round up. So it's really going to be plus or minus 1. Okay, so plus or minus 1.0, or just plus or minus 1. So that is my margin of error. That means when I go to find the interval that they're looking for, meaning a low number and a high number that will contain the true percent of the population who's going to vote for Ramirez, I'm going to start with what the survey said of 48. All right, according to the survey, 48% of the people are going to vote for Ramirez. But now my margin of error says that could be a little higher or a little lower by 1%. And we can be 95% sure that the true percentage of the population will be in here somewhere. So that's going to be easy to calculate. So if we subtract 1%, that's going to be 47%. If we add 1%, that's going to be 49%. So there it is. This is our confidence interval. We can, one more time, the sentence that describes what this means. We can be 95% sure that the actual percentage of the population that will vote for Ramirez is somewhere between 47% and 49%.